You don't need bad luck to stay stuck. You don't need the wrong people. You don't even need failure. All you need is one ordinary day, repeated long enough. Most people say they believe thoughts shape life. They'll nod, they'll agree, they'll even post the quote. But here's the real question. If your thoughts are shaping your future, why are so many people living the same year over and over again? Because most lives aren't chosen, they're rehearsed. Most people say they believe thoughts shape life. They'll nod, they'll agree, they'll even post the quote. But here's the real question. If you knew your thoughts were shaping your future, would you let them run on autopilot all day? Because that's exactly what most people do. You wake up the same way, same side of the bed, same phone check, same mental script loading before your feet even hit the floor. And before the day really starts, your brain has already decided how it's going to feel. Neuroscience doesn't call this destiny, it calls it conditioning. Your brain is a record of what you've repeatedly lived, felt, and reacted to. Not what you want, what you've practiced. So when people say, I want something different, but live the same day on repeat, the brain isn't confused. It's efficient. Same routines, same neural circuits. Same circuits, same emotions. Same emotions, same decisions. Different year, same life. And then comes the quiet lie we all tell ourselves. Something will change. But nothing changes because the brain didn't. Here's the uncomfortable truth. As long as your environment dictates how you think, your future will look like your past, with a new calendar on the wall. The brain loves what's familiar, even if what's familiar is stressful, disappointing, or quietly miserable. Why? Because familiar means predictable, and predictable feels safe. That's why people return to the same relationships that drain them, the same jobs that numb them, the same thought loops that exhaust them. Not because they want pain, but because the brain already knows how to survive there. Real change begins when you think beyond what you see every day. History proves this. Every person who changed the world lived mentally ahead of their circumstances. They held an internal picture long before the world could confirm it. Not because they were special, but because they rehearsed a future internally until the brain treated it as real. And yes, neuroscience backs this. When you repeatedly imagine a future with emotion, intention, and clarity, the brain begins wiring as if the experience already exists. New connections form, new patterns emerge, new behaviors follow. Your brain doesn't wait for proof, it responds to repetition. This is where most people get stuck. They try to create a new life with the same identity, same reactions, same emotional defaults, same self-talk. But your personality isn't fixed, it's practiced. Your personality is simply how you think, how you act, and how you feel, on repeat. Change any one of those consistently, and the whole system starts to shift. But consistency is where things fall apart. Because the moment discomfort shows up, the brain says, abort mission, return to known territory. And it does this using emotion. Thoughts create chemicals. Chemicals create feelings. Feelings reinforce thoughts. Round and round it goes. After enough repetition, the body memorizes the emotion. And once the body memorizes it, willpower loses the argument. That's why people say they want change, but feel unmotivated, unworthy, or exhausted just thinking about it. That's not laziness, that's conditioning. By adulthood, most people are running on memorized emotional programs. Same stress, same guilt, same self-doubt, over and over, until it feels like who they are. But here's the good news. The brain changes through learning. Every new insight, every unfamiliar idea, every moment of conscious interruption creates new neural pathways. That's how the brain breaks patterns, not through motivation, through awareness and repetition. The real shift happens when thoughts and feelings align towards something new. Not forced positivity, not pretending, alignment. Because life doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to who you're consistently being. And most people don't change until pain corners them. Burnout, loss, illness, collapse. Only then do they ask, how did I end up here? But here's the question, why wait? Why wait for suffering to force change when learning can do it first? And here's the hardest part. Not discipline, not intelligence, not belief. Time. Making time to interrupt the pattern. Making time to sit with your thoughts instead of running from them. Making time to rehearse a future that doesn't exist yet. Because the brain doesn't change accidentally. It changes when you decide it matters. And that decision, that's where everything starts. If this made you uncomfortable, good. That means it's working. If it made you think, you're already interrupting the pattern. If you want more videos that break down how the mind actually works and how to stop living on autopilot, hit subscribe, give this a like, and stay curious.